On today's episode of the DeRaud Messenger Show, we make our round three Texas high school football playoff picks. High school football fans, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. It's greatly appreciated. Dylan, we have a lot of games this week. I'm just going to have to say that at the front. We haven't had this many games, I think, since the playoffs last season. Surprise there. And guys, happy Thanksgiving week. I hope you all are celebrating it well. Dylan and I are celebrating it in the truest form that we can possible. We thought long and hard about how to celebrate it. And we said, by not having our game picks on the side this week and going old fashioned technology wise, that would be best, celebrate those pilgrims and Native Americans. We're also taking it back to our roots. But Dylan, speaking of taking it back to our roots, I hear you have a little bit of a recap, good or bad, about these playoffs so far.
Yeah, Devon. My dog ate our spreadsheet for the records that we were keeping track in the regular season. So we've progressed. We've progressed to the playoffs. We're doing the little competition over the playoffs now. So Devon, you're sitting at 7-5 right now with the percentage of 58% correct. Well, I'm at 6-6, looking at 50%. So this is going to be a heated battle, Devon. There's a lot of teams in the lightning round that could muddy it up a little bit. So this is going to make or break us in these playoffs here.
Yeah, and speaking of make or break, Dylan, a tough one. 6A, number 19, North Crowley versus number 10, Prosper. Dylan, this is tough. Our boy Greg Hammer has been, shouting out about Prosper for years now, specifically shouting out senior quarterback Harrison Rosar, who last weekend had a nice game. And, of course, they're still in the playoffs. Came away with that win. He's been lighting it up. However, Dylan, can they stop Panthers running backs? Let me get the names right here. DeJohn Lacey and Cornelius Warren, who have combined for 34 rushing touchdowns. Quite a bit that two have been able to do so far. This is a tough one, Dylan. I thought long and hard about this one, but I did end up going with Prosper. Greg's never let me wrong here, so I'm going Prosper.
Yeah, Devin. I mean, this is a tough one as well. North Crowley, they got away with a 49-42 win over El Paso Pebble Hills last round to stay undefeated. Like you said, that running game with Lacey, it's something to watch out for. I mean, what was it, 34 touchdowns like that? That's
Combined.
called
Yeah.
feasting, as well as this offense averaging 42 points per game. But when we talk about Rosar and this Prosper offense coming off this 38-26 win over South Grand Prairie, I'm more inclined to go with Prosper with that offense, although I do expect this to be a pretty high-scoring game, Devin. But with our next, we got another hard one. 5A D1, number 5, Midlothian versus number 3, Aledo. Devin, our boys at Aledo had a 45-21 win over Lubbock Cooper. Devin, I'm going to just ruin this name real quick, but QB House Henji, he can run all over the place. And this defense for Aledo has been incredibly stout as of late, especially in the second half of the season, playing very well. So it's going to be a lot for this Midlothian offense with Chad Regal at the helm to handle. That's why I'm going to be going with Aledo here.
No surprises, Dylan. I'm just going to flat out say it. I also have Aledo, but there are question marks heading into this game on both sides. Of course, Midlothian is the undefeated team here. Aledo, shockingly, is not. I believe they have 2 losses at this point in the year. But on the flip side, Dylan, in the beginning of the year, I'm Mr. Experience. Whoever's got the most returning starters, I'm high on them. At this point in the year, I shift ideologies and I become the who's played the tougher schedule man. And Aledo has played the tougher schedule so far. But on the flip side, can Aledo stop the running game of, let's try to pronounce these names correctly, Dylan, senior running back Digo Benson and senior quarterback Chad Regal? Now, as Dylan said, Aledo's defense has been pretty stout lately. And Aledo also, Dylan, I was talking up the Midlothian running game right there. Aledo has 3 runners who have combined for over 10 rushing touchdowns this season. That is kind of insane. I don't pick against teams that have 3 of those guys. 3 is a lot, guys. 1 would be, a decent amount for most teams. 3
is a
I
crowd.
don't pick against the Bearcats in the playoffs. They might let me down here, but you know what, Dylan? It's bound to happen at some point in time, I guess. In the next game, we have more of a shocker, in my opinion. 5A D1, number 7, Frisco Reedy, Dylan's boys, versus number 2 Mansfield Timberview. This was another tough one, guys. I honestly was very tempted and leaning towards Reedy for some time, given the fact that they beat Lancaster last weekend in a OT playoff match. But Timberview typically has, the stud athlete still on, a little more athleticism. And can Reedy beat the attack of senior running back Javian Madison and Jarvis Reed, who yet again have combined for 30 rushing touchdowns? It's going to be a tough one to pick. I wouldn't be surprised if it's closer than maybe the rankings would indicate necessarily, Dylan, but I do have Timberview.
Yeah, Devon, Frisco Reedy could be that surprise team. They actually went against your theory last week, beating Lancaster, even though, like you said, Lancaster had the better schedule. So that theory ultimately bit you in the butt there. But
Schedule is always the right way to pick it. 60% of the time, it works every time.
There you go. Safe options. That's what we're here for. Conservative play calling. But with this Frisco Reedy team, Devon, against Lancaster, they fell down, to I think it was like a two-score lead or so. Lancaster had the lead going into the half. And Reedy ultimately had 3 interceptions in that second half to come out with the victory 30-27. But they also only had 190 yards of offense. I don't know if Mansfield is going to make the same kind of mistakes if they just limit those turnovers and force Reedy to have yet another bad offensive game. I really like Timberview's odds in this one.
And now we got the lightning round. When we were talking about a lot of games, we weren't kidding. And I know I don't have the sidebar, so just stick with us through it, and you'll see how many games we're talking about. To begin, Dylan, we got a little bit of a hometown battle for us. We got 5A D2, number 4 Grapevine. Yes, the Mustangs versus number 1 Argyle. I hate to say it to the hometown, Dylan, but I do have Argyle here.
Yeah, Devon, we're going to have to take the Mustangs out to pasture here. I'm going to be going with Argyle in this one. With our next one, we got 5AD2, number 8, South Oak Cliff, first, number 6, Midlothian Heritage. Devon, I'm going with South Oak Cliff. Let's redeem it. Let's go.
I also have South Oak Cliff. They were letting us down earlier in the year, but, playoffs is when it matters, of course. 4AD1, Dylan, number 5, Salina versus number 4, Anna. This is a repeat matchup of a regular season game. I do have Anna in this one, but yet again, Salina, they might have learned from their past mistakes.
Yeah, I'm going with Salina in this one, Devon, surprisingly enough. Now, with the next, we have 4AD1, number 7, Tyler Chapel Hill versus number 6, Lumberton. Devon, I have Chapel Hill in this one.
I also have Chapel Hill. They were one of my sleeper picks entering the year, so I can't turn my back on them now. 4AD2, Dylan, number 9, Glen Rose versus number 8, Wichita Falls Hershey. This, for me, was a toss-up. I probably spent, honestly, the most time on this game, surprisingly enough. I ended up just settling with Wichita Falls Hershey in this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Glen Rose in this one, Devon. The next one, we have 4AD2, number 10, Aubrey versus number 7, Devon's Boys, Texarkana, Pleasant Grove. Devon, I'm riding with them this week. I'm going Pleasant Grove. First time ever, I feel like.
Was that a Freudian slip I heard this year? I also have Pleasant Grove. I mean, yeah, talk about a comeback. I took them out to pasture earlier this year, Dylan, but they ended up with the gun it's pointing at me. So now I do have Pleasant Grove. Next
the ambulance meme.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, call an ambulance, but not for me. 4AD2. Dylan, the Super Bowl of high school football is happening this weekend, and little did everyone who didn't pay attention to this far through the video know. We got number 2. Yes, number 2, Gilmer versus number 1, Carthage. Dylan, Carthage fans, please don't kill me. I'm picking Gilmer in this one.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
At Devon Messenger on Twitter. I'm going with number 1, Carthage, Devon, in this one. Now, our next we have 3AD1, number 10, West versus number 2, Malakoff. Devon, I think I always pick Malakoff. So I'm going with Malakoff.
Smart. If you're a West fan, preferably at DeRaud Messinger on Twitter is the preferred Twitter to use. But I do have Malakoff as well. No surprises. Next game we have, Dylan, talk about coming back from the dead. 3AD1, number 7, Brock versus number 6, Bushland. I think Brock was my preseason title pick. Yeah. I think they might have been yours too. I'm not letting down on that yet. I'm going to double down here. I have Brock.
Yeah, they let us down early in the season, Devon, but I'm returning back. I'm going with Brock.
Now, all about strength of schedule, baby.
All about the strength of schedule. Now we have 3AD2, number 5, Bells versus number 2, Holiday. Devon, it's Thanksgiving. Holidays gonna be feasting.
And that's true. Now, Dylan,
Hmm.
if you remember anything about the MLB, I was a big Matt Holiday guy.
Oh.
Holiday is the right way to go here
Hmm.
on this holiday weekend. The next game we have 3AD2, number 8 Palmer versus number 1 Gunter. No surprises here. I have Gunter.
Yeah, I've Gunter as well. Next we have 2AD1, number 9 Centerville versus number 1 Timpson. Then I think this could be closer than we expect, but I'm gonna be going with Timpson here.
I have Timpson too. They actually have a pretty loaded roster in terms
Yeah.
of athletes for a 2A squad. So I got them. Hopefully they can make me proud with these picks so I can, get a one up on Dylan slowly. I don't want to lose that one. I
Mhm.
know we both have 2AD2, number 6 Albany versus number 4 Wink. Wink, better record, Dylan. Albany, the tougher schedule. I'm going to Albany here.
I really want this to just bite in the buttocks here, but I'm actually going with you here. I'm going with Albany. I was high on them going into the season, so I'm riding with them as well. Next one we have 2AD2, number 5 Chilton versus number 2 Burton. Devon, I have Burton.
I also have Burton. The next game we have 1AD1. This is like a battle of the boys here.
Mm.
Number 4 Rankin versus number 2 Westbrook. I'm sorry, Rankin. You guys are my guys, but I have Westbrook. I think my preseason title pick yet again. Can't go against that.
Devon, it's like an episode of The Bachelor, and I'm down to my 2 candidates. I'm giving Westbrook the rose this weekend. Now we got 1AD1, number 7 Iron County versus number 3 Jonesboro. Devon, I have Jonesboro.
I also have Jonesboro. The next game we have 1AD1, number 8 Gordon versus number 1 Abbott. I have Abbott.
I have Abbott as well. Their next one we have 1AD2, number 7 Witherall versus number 3 Balmaria. Devon, come on, man. Balmaria, let's go.
Balmaria, we have a lot of boys in the 1A class. Balmaria is one. I got them. In the last game, yes, I told you guys there's a lot of games this weekend. Thank you for staying this long in the video. We got 1A D2, number 6 Lorraine versus number 2 Cherokee. Dylan, upset alert here. I got Lorraine.
Okay, Devon. So I also have Lorraine. So I don't know if that upset's going to be happening, but we're sticking with it.
It's the game day double jinx. But more
Yeah.
importantly, you got your Thanksgiving plates. Who are you settling down and watching this weekend? Let us know your picks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, have a great rest of your day.